everybody, and welcome back to Noodles at Noon, the show that focuses on things that are not worth focusing on. I am your host, who really needs to stop buying musical instruments that he doesn't know how to play just for the sake of learning how to play them. Hi, it's me, Ben, and we are joined, as always, by our wonderful friend and colleague who can chord chart any song that you want him to in the entire universe. It's Noah.
Because every song on Ultimate Guitar is wrong.
Mostly, yeah. Unless you pay for the pro version, in which case you get the not wrong versions.
In that case, only like half of the songs are wrong.
No, they're right.
They were not. I did it this week. They were not right.
They weren't? The ones on the pro version?
No, they were not right.
Where did they have the green star next to them that said they were officially licensed ones?
And then there were a bunch of comments on the one I was looking at that was like, oh, this is not an E minor. And there were a bunch of people after that saying the same thing.
Oh. Interesting. Well,
fix your website.
That's Noah, and we are joined this week by a wonderful guest host who I kind of just assumed was dead. Hadn't heard from him in a while, unless you're in the Discord, in which case you've heard from him probably yesterday. It's Michael!
Hey. He's alive. Bumping the mic stand. Nothing's changed. I think last time I introduced myself probably in the same way. I'm like, yep, still here.
Garage door is going to go up.
The garage door is going to start going.
Michael's
the dogs are going to start barking. And people are going to get upset. But hello. I think is this the first time us three have ever recorded together in the same room?
It's a good question.
That is a good question.
I think so.
Brian Stanley.
He'll know. Show historian Brian Stanley will let us know. But thank you all so much for tuning into Noodles at Noon. You can catch us on our website, noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com.
Or anywhere else podcasts are available, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Anchor, and coming to you live this week from Major League Baseball Spring Training, which is back in action. Baseball games have started back up, so Caitlin and I, very excited about that. Everyone else probably couldn't care less, but I'm excited, and that's what matters.
You matter.
You matter. Your opinions matter.
Thank you. That's very affirming to hear. But yeah, so we should dive straight into weekly updates, and I think we should just devote the next hour to Michael. Because he has many weeks of weekly updates to go over. I guess we all do. This is just going to be a weekly update show.
There's a twerking horse written here.
That's my weekly
update. I want to hear about
we'll get there.
That. Okay. Do you want me to go?
Yeah, man. Yeah. What's new with you? How many babies have you delivered? How many
babies have you had?
Also none. Okay. Last time I was on was December of not last year, but the year before, because it's a new year.
For real? 2022?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm pretty confident.
I don't know.
He's going to hit his head on the microphone.
It's going to be
hilarious. Anyway.
I have a weird mic placement today.
Yeah, it's above his head. So anyway, I was doing the classes, doing the thing, and then I took my boards at the end of middle of June, I think, and then finished those up, started rotations, which means being in the hospital. Had some patient encounters in August that, excuse the word literally put me in therapy. So that's cool. And then after that, just kind of been around the block. So I started with... No,
sorry.
He's getting all these cables and I just know it's going to make sound. So I started with surgery. I went to family medicine in a small rural town. I went to psychiatry, which was horrible. In terms of my school doesn't set anything else up for us, so it was just miserable. What was after that? What happened in December? Oh, internal medicine, December and January, and then now I'm on OBGYN, and I delivered a placenta yesterday.
Yeah.
I have not been able to...
You get to like frame it as your first one.
Okay, so I had a patient that they're like, hey, can we keep the placenta? And we're like, yeah, as long as everything looks fine with it, you can take it. And then her partner in the room is like, yeah, she wants it as a wet specimen. And the doctor and I looked at each other. We're like, what does that mean?
As a what?
Oh, she's a taxidermist. I was like, what? All right. All right. So coming to the streets near you is this woman's placenta, potentially.
Hey, wow. To each their own.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I did write down a few highlights from the last year and some change. in no particular order. Number 1, brownie stream, also related to the pineapple tacos cooking stream. In like May of 2023, I was super bored. Had not much to do because I was preparing for boards. And I live streamed myself making pineapple tacos. I had a camera, which was a phone, on the countertop. At some point, I was like, I'm going to put this on my head. So I put it on top of my head, and we had a first-person cooking stream, which is what it would look like if you were me cooking. And then eventually it slipped and like fell to the side of my head, and it was pointed straight at my mouth. And it was really disgusting. But we can link to some of those clips, I think, on the website, newspodcast.com.
Newspodcast.com.
And afterward, like a week after, Noah was coming down just to visit. We got some bangin' calzones, and then we decided to make brownies from scratch using a recipe from none other than QT Cinderella. Shout out. She needs all the
We're really doing her a service.
we were. So we did that, and then while they were baking and cooling, we played intermittent Rocket League.
Which was quite a like scene transition. We had to have like cameras set up in the kitchen for the brownie stream, but we also had to be ready to swap over and stream playing Rocket League. So it was pretty impressive. Michael had a good setup.
It was involved, and then there were definitely like a few minutes where it just went to like the screens like, hey, we're resetting, and then you would see the camera start in the other place. And then we had to run back and forth to check the brownies and stuff. So that was that. I really liked that. And then shortly before that was this really big street photography video that I worked on with Ben. So Ben came down in March of 2023. We went downtown, brought our cameras, put GoPros on our camera and/or chest, and just walked around for hours. And can you do that motion again, please, Ben? He's showing where the GoPro was sitting
on my chest. Michael had his on his camera. I was on top of the chest. Camera. I don't know what's so weird about that.
I don't know. It just caught my eye. Anyway, so I really like that video. It was a lot of work to kind of go through and find all the stuff that was good from it. But that will also be linked on the website, newspodcast.com.
Newspodcast.com.
And
Michael is just plugging as many of his channels as he possibly can.
He's coming on the show. He's like, I got to plug all my stuff.
Guys, watch all this stuff, please. I already talked a little bit about clinicals, a lot of ups and downs on clinicals, but that's life and that's medicine as well. That nothing is always great. There's always goods and bads. Obviously some very uplifting cases and inspiring cases, but however, there's also ones that are, like the darkest darks and the saddest sads, and they can take a toll. So I'm taking care of myself. And I don't care. Noah's actually let me do therapy here in his place where it is private, and I can go upstairs and I can cry.
Not like I'm doing the thing.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when did Noah become a licensed
We actually sit right here, me at the couch next to the window and the piano with the salt rock, and I just kind of like tell him about all my grievances.
Make him a cup of chamomile tea.
Soothe the nerves.
Put a wet towel over him.
It's nice to know somebody else uses Noah as a therapist too.
It wouldn't be far off.
He's who I come to with all of my problems. So,
and then
it's a lot. Who do I go to? I go to Daniel.
You go to Daniel. That's a friend of the show, Daniel.
That's a good one.
And tell him all your problems, and then I'm like, hey, what should I do?
What should I tell Ben?
Because as a non-licensed therapist, I am under no like attorney-client privilege. Therapist-client privilege? What do you call that?
I have no idea. I'm not a therapist. I don't know.
Day of recording this, sorry, I don't mean to hijack your time, but it's related to this. I was at counseling yesterday, which would have been Friday if you're listening to
Let's
this
go.
It goes up. And therapy. And I was talking to my therapist, and he was like, so what do you want to focus on for the next 2 weeks? Because I see him every 2 weeks. And I was just kind of listening to things like, oh, I want to do better at doing this, I want to do better at doing this. And then as a joke, I was like, also figuring out a way to evade my taxes is on the list of things I want to do in the next 2 weeks.
Scratch that from the show. We don't want that. We know they listen.
Well, and then what he said, he was like, okay, that makes sense. But if your plan for evading your taxes involves bombing the federal government, don't tell me because I'm a mandatory reporter. So if you're going to do that, just keep that to yourself.
Ooh, okay.
Licensed therapist.
Maybe you should just come to me instead, Ben.
Maybe.
Michael, what is vintage shaving? That's also on your show notes list.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go. No, that is chronological, I guess. Well, okay. That is chronological. So around July, I kept getting ads, and I heard this podcast for a company called Henson Shaving, hensonshaving.com. Good.
Hensonshaving.com.
It's not our company. I thought
This is also Michael's company. This is his fifth
He
plug.
started his own.
I thought we raised you well, but now I don't think that's the case. Anyway, I kept getting commercials for them. They're like not revolutionizing shaving, but they're single blade safety razors with a new modern twist. They used to make aerospace parts, and then during COVID, they're like, "Oh,
Pretty
no
sure
one's."
this is an MLM somehow.
I have gotten people on the referral.
You get two people to buy aerospace parts, and then they buy two aerospace
So they made like
parts.
highly precise, accurate, machined CNC things. They pivoted during COVID, started making safety razors, and then now they sell them and they're doing pretty well. I decided to get one. It was the most expensive razor I've ever bought. However, as it goes with them, the blades are like 15 cents a piece. So ultimately you end up actually saving money in the long run. This is the MLM part. So after that, I was like, wow, I like this world. So I got first a safety razor that I found at an antique store from like 1950 something, probably 55. After that, I don't remember what one came next, but they all came in very quick succession. I think it was a 1918, 1920-ish Gillette as well. I ended up soon after that getting Noah one, and then I got Ben one, and then I went to Sydney, Nebraska. Shout out and to all 500 people that live there. And I got
the 500
another
people
one
that
there.
listen to our show in Sydney,
We're all in
Nebraska.
Sydney, Nebraska.
And then both Ben and another friend gifted me safety razors for my birthday. So I have like 6 right now. It's bad, but I use safety razors. They're awesome. They cut down on my skin irritation. It's a lot more fun. They sound fun too, versus disposables where it's like.
Michael has shared with me the joy of shaving the spot right by your ear where you can hear the hair like being cut from
Only
your
that
face.
part. That's all he shaves.
Yeah.
He doesn't shave anything else.
It's
But that's-
ASMR.
That's the best stripe, is the one closest to either of your ears, because you hear just the little hairs being ripped from the face.
Sliced with ease.
Sliced,
So then
not ripped.
I got
yeah.
Ben one as well, and then he's been using it for cleanups, which is what I intended it for. I was like, hey,
At
try
crime
this out.
scenes. Yeah.
Yeah. He's committing the crimes too.
Yeah.
Shaves
So that's
everyone's
been my world.
faces after he kills them.
So much of my life, I've been wondering, like, what's my thing gonna be? Because, you know, when you get old, like, people have weird things that they're into. Some people it's watches, some people it's cars or guns or something.
Yeah.
But for me, it's vintage shaving. And I'm wearing a shirt.
You are.
You are, yeah.
Razor Emporium. RazorEmporium.com.
RazorEmporium.com.
Vintage shaving supplies, established 2009.
That doesn't sound very vintage.
Vintage.
Established
Nah.
2009. It was like, what, 15 years ago?
Yeah, close to that. But they refurb.
I was going to say
Gillette
they
razors.
source old stuff. And then, okay.
Yeah, they also refinish and replate things. They sell some things replated with rhodium. They're like $200, but rhodium doesn't oxidize, allegedly. Like, it's a very stable element, so it doesn't oxidize. So it stays super shiny, it stays super gorgeous. We should look at pictures later, but it's stunning, and I want one, but I don't want to pay $200 for one. So I'll
That's
do it
fair.
in my basement.
See, but Michael, with this hobby, like saying you found your thing, if you're into cars, like my dad's really into classic cars, the buy-in for that is much higher
Yeah.
than, like,
That's
you're
why this
talking
is
a
my
max
thing.
of like $200 for a razor. You can buy a lot of razors for the price of a classic
And that's why
car.
it's my thing. I'm a cheap person.
Which
I
is
have
what
to
I tell
take my-
Jesse all the time when I like buy a video game. I'm like, hey, you know, 50, 60 bucks here and there. Let me tell you about my dad's hobbies.
Yep.
It's like, did y'all ever watch The Middle? It was a TV show.
No.
No.
It's about a family, and the mom, she is like addicted to whipped cream. Like, she just keeps, or no, it's frosting. She keeps like frosting around the house, and she just eats frosting. And anytime it comes up, and it's like in more than one episode, she goes like, people do heroin. Like,
It could be so much worse.
it could be so much worse.
And really, what's a tub of frosting? Like
Exactly.
a few bucks?
Yeah.
Easy.
You diabetes?
Few diabetes.
I relate to that because I don't know where this like comes from, but I really want to restore like a vintage scooter.
Oh.
Like a
Like a
Razor
Vespa.
scooter?
No, not like a Razor scooter. Like one of the Honda Vespa, those like brands of scooters.
Yeah.
Like just to like ride around the city on. And I know nothing. I've never ridden one of those. Like I don't know where this desire comes from. I've never been on one of them. I rarely ever see them. But I'll just go on Facebook Marketplace and like I found one yesterday, a 1981 Honda
Oh,
Passport.
he's got it.
Ooh.
On the
And
laptop.
the description says 1981 Honda Passport. It does not run. It's been sitting forever. No title. So it's just 3 red flags, and it's $650. And I'm like, this sounds like the perfect job for a me. But then also I have to pay taxes and whatnot. So I didn't buy it. But I always see these on Facebook Marketplace, and I send them to my dad. And I'm like, I should get this one. Why? I was like, I don't know. I have no time to fix it or do anything with it, but I want one.
I did ride one of those one time that a friend had, and it was like kind of a memorable experience. Like it's fun. It's kind of cool because it's easy. It's not quite as, you don't feel like you're putting your life on the line quite as like when you're on a motorcycle or something. It's
That's
just
what I
kind of
want.
fun. You get a cool little helmet. You look kind of dorky.
I want to feel like I could be ejected from this vehicle at any moment.
I mean, yeah, if you're into that. I mean,
If you're into that sort of thing. I was riding out with my boss one time in his massive pickup truck, and we drove past, someone had one of these in their driveway or something. I was like, oh, I want one of those. And he just goes, yeah, that makes sense. And I was like, I don't know what that means.
I do not think that's a
I don't
compliment.
think that was a compliment, but I'll take it. You said one of the razors you got was like the most expensive. How okay, because you said the ones that were super fancy are like $200, which when you said it was super expensive, that's kind of the number I was thinking. So how much did you pay for the really nice one that you have?
The Henson is $69.99.
Nice, he said, winking.
If you get, and then they charge you for shipping. Their thing there is, we don't want any hidden fees, so we'll show you that you're paying shipping. It's $10 for shipping, but I got 100 free blades with it, and you can too if you DM me. I can give you
Promo code Michael.
use promo code. Whatever. Noodles
Michael Shaves.
Yeah, Michael Shaves. And then you can get 100 free blades. Blades.
Yeah.
Use promo code Jesus Saves, but Michael Shaves.
I know you've made one shaving YouTube video.
Oh, they're private.
Oh, is it private?
Yeah,
Okay, so you
there's
just
two,
send it
and they're
to
private.
Noah and I.
Yeah.
So don't put that on the don't
Yeah.
plug that.
We're
Yeah,
not going
let's
to plug
not
that.
plug that.
How close are we to getting a Michael Shaves YouTube channel? 'Cause
Channel, probably never. Video, very likely. I went to the dollar store a few months ago. It's probably October. And I went and got every single razor they have on the shelf of men's razors. I didn't buy the women's.
I was gonna ask,
because I'm
yeah.
not a women's, which, by the way, they're the same thing. It's a scam. Anyway, I got all of them. And at some point, I will film that and do that. But the problem is when I'm waking up in the morning to go to my rotation and it's 3:45 a.m., I don't feel like recording something.
Yeah.
So it will have to be like a weekend thing, but take like 15 weekends because I think that I have like 12 or something razors from the Dollar Tree. So
You don't
yeah.
want to just divide your face up into 12 different
That would be tempting.
sections.
That'd be tempting, and it would hurt really bad, probably.
This one I did with the Bic, and this one I did with the... What other...
I tried the Bics a couple months ago. They cut my face worse than any safety razor blade I've ever used. So I find it interesting when people are like, I'm scared of it because it's going to cut me. And it's like, no.
I used the same disposable Bic razor for about 10 years until Michael finally bought me a real razor.
That is disgusting.
I did the Dollar Shave Club thing for a while,
Oh, yeah.
which I don't shave that often. So I had it for maybe a year, and then I canceled my subscription. But I have so many
For
blades
5
that
years.
it will last me my life. But now I have the safety razor, so I don't use it at all. So now I don't know what I'm going to do with all these random...
Sew them into, like, your baseball cap.
What?
The razor blades?
Why?
I've been watching Peaky Blinders lately. That's what they do. They sew razor blades into their caps.
So they can like shave the ball.
No, so they can, like, hurt people.
Peaky Blinders is not about
I
baseball.
thought it was a baseball thing.
That's
No.
Well, All right. You can kill people too.
I looked into Michael's eyes and I saw that he has no idea what Noah was talking.
I've heard of it. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah. I don't know. If you're looking for like a self-defense maneuver
Okay.
and you have a bunch of loose razor blades lying around.
I mean, they're like the Bic style ones. They're not just blades.
Oh, they're not loose blades?
No, they're not.
Oh.
I don't have just a
You
bunch
can-
of loose blades.
You can cut them out
That's true. I probably could.
with a blade. You just got to get the one out.
You just,
and
you just got to get the first one. The rest one are easy. Noah, how's your week been?
It's good. It's fun to talk about like creative projects that we've been working on. Like Michael, you've been working on that dollar store video for.
Oh, it hasn't started.
Okay, well, it's been in process for a while.
So
right?
has Clue Finders, Noah.
Yeah. I have a YouTube channel that I have not posted to in well over a year.
Oh, you posted to it.
We've live streamed to it. we do some Christmas live streams, but yeah, I've been working on game dev. I bought this little. Have I shown you this?
I've
yet,
seen
Michael?
that.
My little yellow Playdate console. It's like a little tiny console about the size of a Post-it note. I've been slowly for many months working on making a game for it. So I have like kind of a word Tetris game. Like the concept is pretty simple where like letters are just coming in and you have to stack them and make words. But I'm getting like really into the weeds now. I'm like creating a whole story mode. It takes place in space now. I'm developing all these characters for the game. There's like, yeah, a whole arbitrary story and premise for why you have to stack letters in space and clear them. It all has to do with Dr. Waddle's terrible space defense software that he created. Pretty excited about it. So that will be coming out hopefully by the end of the year.
That's cool, Noah.
That's very cool. Is it gonna?
Why are you making fun of me?
I meant mine earnestly. I don't know why Michael sounded so
Thanks,
condescending.
Ben.
You're welcome.
No, it's.
Michael's on his phone. He's not even
I'm
listening.
trying to find something, but I'm failing.
Michael's just texting people.
No.
Well, you have been working on this for a long time, and I remember like you showing me the play date, and like the whole point of it is to be kind of like you can develop your own games for it, right?
Right, yeah.
So
Yeah, so it's like very easy to make games for people like me who have no experience in game dev. It makes it much easier. And it's got a little crank, which is really cool. A lot of the games involve a crank.
See, that is interesting.
it's very tactile.
You can't hear
that.
it.
Yeah, you
It's
can't
silent.
hear that.
You know, it's almost as close. Sugar Jar by Stuffity on Steam. You guys can pick this up, stuffity.com/sugar jar.
Stuffity, that's right. He was on our podcast a year or two ago. He just released his first game.
It's two
Sugar jar.
Sugar jar.
Sugar Jar. It's $2 on
That's
Steam.
a lizard.
Except it's sugar jar. How would he say it?
Oh, I'm not gonna.
Our Aussie friend.
Let's not go there. But yeah, and you said it was on stuffity.com?
no, I don't think he has
not
a
correct.
website.
It's
Don't go
on-
there.
Don't go there. Totally different
Where does
website.
it go? No, it's looking it up.
Is it for sale? Can we get it along with noahsucks.com?
This site can't be reached. No, it's noahmetzger.suck. Oh, I just said my last name. That's fine. People know my last name.
Oh, yeah. I've said my last name on the show, and nothing horrible has happened to me yet. Well, that was related to me giving out my last name on the show. But where is the game available? Is it on
Steam.
Steam? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It
I
is
don't know
on.
if it's anywhere else but Steam.
I think it's just Steam for now, but he's rolling out improvements. Maybe it'll come to mobile. Who knows? We should have him on the show. Interview him. Okay, but now I want to talk about Twerking Horse. Can I talk about
this
Twerking
is what
Horse?
I'm interested in. This
Yeah.
is why I'm here.
This is what's in the show notes. I just happen to have my Playdate next to me, so that's where my brain went.
Can I see that?
Yeah, just don't touch it.
As he puts it in my hand.
Michael, I said don't touch it. Yeah, so I went to a children's birthday party this week, which I'm realizing I seem to be doing quite a bit, which is funny because we don't have kids, but we just get invited to a lot of kids' birthday parties. But this 4-year-old girl, she had gotten this new horse. She's like, I want to show you my robot. I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And she brings out this, like, it just looks like a stuffed horse. It's like a pretty good size. And her parents were telling us, like, yeah, we got this, or they got it online. It's like clearly from another country, and it's just kind of weird. So she can like push a button and the robot starts dancing, but it's like very suggestive dancing.
Wait, what?
The horse, like all of its legs have motors where it can just like dance all over the place. It's kind of freaky looking. But the song it plays is like Wheels on the Bus is the first song. It's like, okay, this is great. Wheels on the Bus. And it like goes to the next song. It's like, oh, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. That's great. And then you go to the next song and it's Who Let the Dogs Out?
And that's the one where they let loose.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then the next song was like We Will Rock You by Queen. And we just had a great time watching this little horse at this children's birthday party twerking all over the living room to Who Let the Dogs Out.
Was it an anthropomorphic horse or was it like a horse?
No, it was like a pretty realistic looking horse. Like it
How
stood
was it
on all
twerking?
fours. I can show you the video. I'll show you the video afterwards.
I just need you to picture in your mind, Michael, a horse.
Horses don't have very flexible, large joints, though.
Well, I don't think
Like
the
they-
structure inside the animatronic horse is realistic. The outside might look realistic.
I know that's why I want to.
You want to take it apart?
I'll take it apart.
You
Just like
can-
we did that Sound Blast. You can watch that at twitch.tv/
Twitch.tv/Nixon
Mix. Anyway,
Mix.
yeah,
That's
that was
true,
another
right.
thing that we did.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about that?
Not really. We kind of hated each other by the end of it.
Michael invited me over to help take apart a sound card that he had so we could fix it. And it took us several box cutters. And
No, it was really dangerous.
it was really dangerous.
It was
there
really
were several times where I like left a huge gash in the side of the sound card with the box cutter, just narrowly missing my finger.
I missed this somehow. I don't know this story.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you missed the stream. It was quite, and we were trying to do it on stream, and he had like an overhead camera, but we kept having to like get down on the floor and like leverage the box between our legs, and then like stab the box cutter carefully in between our legs to try and like pry it open. It is amazing. No one ended up in the hospital,
and it works.
and it works.
It's just got a little cosmetic damage. Noah joked at the end. He's like, all the cosmetic stuff is stuff I did. And like later I was thinking about it. I was like, actually he was not kidding.
Because Michael is too timid with it. He would have never gotten it done without me because I was the one
I would've
hacking
gotten
away
it
at it.
done. It just would have taken a while.
I wanted to go home.
That's
He wouldn't let
fair.
me eat his M&Ms.
Well, you were wiping your soggy nose and then not cleaning your hands and then you reached straight into my M&M bag.
Actually, no, I have heard that part of the story.
Yes, I texted you that part.
Because Michael texted
Like
me.
that night.
It was like Noah has a cold and he stuck his hand in my M&M.
Or a runny nose at least. Is
You
he
knew
said.
what you were getting into.
No, I didn't know you I didn't know you would stick your nasty fingies in my M&M.
It's good for you. It builds,
builds
immunity.
something.
It builds character, at least. Ben, what about you? What's new with you?
Oh, that's a good question.
What's old with you?
What's old with me?
Did you go to Mike Main's in August?
What?
Did you go to Mike Main's in August?
I did go to Mike Main's in
Wow,
August.
how was
did
that?
you go to Mike Main's in
I
August?
did go to Mike
You
Main's in
did.
August.
I apologize to Michael. I cut him off a bit early because in
Well,
the
he
show
put
notes...
like 8 weekly updates, so...
Well, he deserves to have 8 weekly updates. Thank you very much. He's storming off now.
Michael, come back.
Because in the show notes, he listed things, but the last thing on the list was vintage shaving, so I thought he was done. But I now realize that he didn't yet talk about Mike Main's and the Branches. Here, you can come sit with me. We are now sharing a microphone. How was Mike Main's? We did this
It
together.
was great.
So it was great.
We did go together. You talk a lot louder, so I'm going to put my lips right on your sock. We'll do it that way. So I was listening to an old podcast, and
Surround sound.
surround sound.
Now he is back on
You
his
got
I was
uncomfortable sitting that
talking-
close to me.
You're just going to be more efficient this way. Anyway, I was talking about how in that podcast, which was like, when was that from? I think it was the November 2020 episode.
Yeah. I don't know. I have
Yeah,
no
but I
idea.
was talking about how I wanted to go see Mike Main's in March of 2020, and then some little thing happened. I can't remember what exactly, but I couldn't go. So
March 2020? My wedding was coming up. Were you
Yeah.
ready for that?
yeah, so I was really busy preparing for Noah's wedding.
That you were invited to.
Preparing the speech
Yeah,
that he never gave.
so it was like 3.5 years that I wanted to go see this guy, who in the first episode of the podcast I mentioned, by the way, is like my favorite artist. So Ben and I got tickets. They were dirt cheap because they're a tiny theater in the big place, in the big city. We went, we saw, I met him, I got a hug. We'll put that picture on noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com. You work it out for you, Noah.
And then it was super late at night and I had to go to my surgery rotation the next morning. So Ben drove us home. There were like things that sounded like gunshots happening. He told me that it's backfiring or something.
Michael was like, I'm going to sleep on the ride home. And then we got home and he was like, I didn't even fall asleep. I'm like, oh, you did? Because there was a moment where we almost died and you didn't notice.
So Ben graciously drove us both home. I made it home safe. I think he did.
Yeah, that was good.
As well. Okay, good. And then I'm going again in March.
Yeah, I was supposed to go with you.
Yeah.
I'll still find a way to transfer you to tickets.
Please.
I bought the tickets.
I would appreciate that.
And then I'm going to be in San Diego with my family, unfortunately, which I am genuinely upset that I don't get to go. Like, I'm excited about being in San Diego. Very disappointed that I'm not going to be able to go to the Mike Maines concert.
So I invited a friend of mine who I very recently met. He's an OR nurse, but he's engaged to one of my classmates. I invited him. The next day, his fiance comes up to me and she's like, hey, I heard you asked Henry about going to this concert. And then she's like implying that she's going. She's like, I'm probably going to be there. And I was like, cool, more the merrier. So then I was like, well, cat's out of the bag. Let's just invite everyone. Yeah. So I invited another one of my classmates, and she's going to come in with her husband. So I'm going to fifth wheel it, and it's going to be amazing.
Unless Jesse and I ever do buy these tickets.
Oh, yeah,
and then
that's true. I forgot. I invited you too. And then we'll see if
I was like 7th on the list to get invited. It was pretty nice.
Like second, but
this is it is actually great because Michael, the concert that he's going to be at is in the city that I went to college at. And when we went to the show in the big city near where we live, Michael and I were having not really an argument, but just like going back and forth on whether we thought where the show was going to be is bigger or smaller than this tiny venue in the city where I went to college. And now he's performing at the venue that I was talking about being smaller than the one we were going to. So you'll have to let me know.
Yeah.
Because I still maintain that the one in the city where I went to college is smaller than the one we went to in Denver.
It'll probably have to be. Ooh, the big place. You mean?
Oh, in the big place. Sorry.
The one in the big place, there were like, what, 40, 50 people there?
Something like that.
So it was amazing. Because after the show, I just walked up. I'm like, hey, give him one of these. Give him one of these. Mike Maines, nice to meet you. How you doing?
Well, yeah, in this picture, you're like hugging a long-lost friend. This isn't like...
Yeah, he's really sweaty, too. But awesome.
They had a pretty deep, moving conversation. I didn't eavesdrop it, but I took the photos.
He did. And then I stole his set list straight off the stage.
Dude.
It's currently framed in my room.
Did you get the grease off of it?
I got
from
the grease
hugging
off
the guy.
Yeah, I had it in my hand when I hugged him, and it just seeped right through that thing. Apparently, if you put baby powder on something that has oil spill, like paper that has oil in it, and just crush it with like really heavy things, if you're Hispanic, comal, you know, where you make your tortillas, if you smush it with that, textbooks, whatever, Anoa even, make him sit on it for a few hours.
Sit on it, okay.
Yeah, after a few hours, it lifts up. The risk is that you use baby powder, which has talc in it, which is associated sometimes with a little bit of lung cancer. But, you know, it's worth it.
Bit?
Just a little bit.
In moderation.
I hear asbestos works really well. You should try that.
I'll try that next. Okay, sorry. What's your weekly update?
So for my weekly update, now that it's my turn, no, I was going to, as I mentioned at the top of the show, I really need to stop buying new musical instruments that I don't know how to play, because what ends up happening is for some reason Noah and Michael have just decided to stop paying attention to what's going on.
I've probably heard the story before. I don't know. Just kidding.
Noah's laying down. Michael grabbed a ukulele.
I just realized this is the first time I could ever do a podcast while laying down, so I decided...
listened so nicely to what you guys had to say.
That's true. You waited 40 minutes for your moment, Ben. Why don't you talk now?
So, okay, my turn. It's the second time in my life that I've done this, where I wanted to learn how to play an instrument. So to do that, I went out and... Oh, Michael's breaking stuff. I went out and just bought the instrument, even though I probably had the resources available to me to learn it without buying the instrument. Happened to me when I learned to play the acoustic guitar. I wanted to, for a long time, to learn how to play the guitar. My dad has an acoustic guitar that I could have borrowed and learned how to play. Instead, I went to the music store and bought a brand new acoustic guitar. And then I was like, well, I've invested money into this venture. I guess
now
I
you have to learn.
Have to do it. So last year, when the music camp that Noah and I both help with, when we were doing the evening band, I was able to get everybody for the band except an electric guitar player, or a second electric guitar player, because the songs we were doing required two. And I was like, well, I guess I'll do it. Because in my mind, it's easier in 2 weeks for me to learn how to play the electric guitar than to find someone that already knows how to play the electric guitar. So I just borrowed my brother's electric guitar, taught myself how to play those songs specifically. I probably couldn't play anything else. And I was like, you know what? That was really fun. So then fast forward a few months, I was like, you know, I still have my brother's electric guitar, but what if I went and bought my own, even though I don't really know how to do this? So I went, bought my own, and then that was right around the start of December. And I was so practicing playing it, doing all that stuff leading up till Christmas. And then my brother was like, Ben, for Christmas, I'll just help you get some stuff that you need for your new guitar. Because my brother plays the electric guitar. Obviously, I was borrowing his at the time. And I was like, I would really like a nice, like, foot switch pedal board thing. And
Like your favorite band.
Yeah, switch foot pedal board thing. It's my favorite.
That sounds like a very indie band that I would be into.
We'll make one. And like that's how you get like distortion and stuff on electric guitars, all that jazz. And you can either go the route of getting individual pedals that do individual things, or you can get specific pedal boards that are set up and just have a bunch of presets that do all that stuff. So I got one of those, which is, if you're into that sort of thing, it's a Line 6 Pod 500X.
I've heard of that brand.
And what I've spent, and well, this all happened because of evening band for the music ministry that Noah and I are part of. We're doing something called Master Camp coming up, and I'm in charge of putting together the evening band for it. And I'm playing the electric guitar again. And this past like 2 weeks, I've been sitting down with my pedal board and my electric guitar, and I can plug the pedal board into my computer and just change all the presets in like an app that you can download. And I've stayed up well past like 1 a.m. a few times just going through different settings and being like, oh, if I do this tone, it sounds like this song.
I hope that's not using headphones, right? Like amp full volume at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
good.
My roommates hate me. And I hate them.
And they're like 3-year-old.
Yeah. They have a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I'm just blaring 80s sounding electric guitar stuff
in the middle of the
very
night.
Poorly played in the middle of the night. But it's been really fun because like, oh, I get to do this. This is my own stuff and I'm learning how to do all this stuff. So it's been really fun to learn. But also I'm like, I also should like do the dishes. But it's like from the moment work ends, I've just been doing this the entire evening and it's fun and I love it. But hopefully I'll be able to work back into like doing normal life things. And I'm not just spending all my time doing this electric guitar stuff. But that said, I totally understand why people who play the electric guitar very, very well are very obsessed with very little things. Because I'm not that great at it. But like even these past couple weeks, I'm like, oh, this has to be perfect.
Just
and
right.
you got to do this, just this amount and all that stuff. And it's really fun.
Sounds fun.
It is a lot of fun. But that brought me up to something I want to talk about, which is I realized I might be obsessed with punk pop covers of songs.
Yeah, I didn't get a lick of that at all.
I like
You're playing some like as you came in today.
I was, yeah, because I was listening to that song when I realized that this might be something that's specific to me.
This is new.
Because in the past, whenever we wanted to do a song for the evening band thing, but it's like a film score, like we wanted to do a song from Tangled 2, Into the Unknown, which is by Panic at the Disco, but it's still got like the
Frozen 2.
Yeah, Frozen 2, not Tangled 2.
It's like,
Sorry.
wait, there's a Tangled 2?
We both made the same mistake with Frozen today.
Yeah, because I thought something was Frozen that was Moana.
Yeah. But it was from Frozen 2, Into the Unknown. So it's like yeah, so it's like the film score, and we were like, we want to do this song, but we don't know how. So I was like, I'll just look up a punk rock remix of it, and we'll just do that version, which is the Panic at the Disco version. And then pretty much every time we've had to do something like that since then, I'm just like, I'll just find the punk rock version of it. So I just have all these punk rock versions of songs. I'm like, there might be a different way of doing this, but I've decided that this is the best way. Because I think like 2000s alt rock music, which is like my favorite band, Switchfoot. That's when they became a band, late 90s, early 2000s. Reliant K, they have that same sort of punk rocky vibe from that era. Those are like my favorite bands. And then I think I just like music from that era. Like The Killers are another one of my favorite bands. They have that sound. All American Rejects, they have that sound. Great. I just love that music. And when I was driving over here, and I want to get your guys' opinion on this, I think I realized it's because it's completely ridiculous and unnecessary, which just makes it fun. Which I think is how everything from that era is. Because if you think about cell phones nowadays, you have the iPhone, you have the Samsung, that's about it. They all have their cameras, and they kind of look the exact same that they've looked for the past, like, 5 years. Mm-hmm. But if you go to, like, the thousands when people were making cell phones, like, this one has a projector in it. This one can survive if you drop it off a 100-foot building, and it will bounce all the way back up to you. They were just completely ridiculous.
Just have the most random features.
Yeah, and they were so much more fun than if you just get a cell phone nowadays where the camera has
I don't know.
half a megapixel more than last year's does.
Google has a thermometer in the Pixel 8 Pro.
See? Shout out to Google.
Why?
Because they realized COVID was a thing like 2 years late.
Oh, wait, like a thickness thermometer?
I
Not
think
just like
so.
Where do you like put your phone in your mouth,
No,
or how
you-
does that work?
Is it
No.
Yeah,
it's-
where do you put that?
I think it's an infrared, and it's like here. I'm pointing to my phone at the camera bump camera. Sorry, excuse my
So-
language. And then I think you just boop, and then put it on your forehead.
Seriously?
I can ask Cole. I think he has that phone.
That's kind
Well,
of cool.
Well, see, but that seems very practical.
Maybe a year later.
It's not like you can plug it into LimeWire and get
Yeah.
your music downloaded and share it with your other friends who have this exact device and this thing only.
Exactly. And I feel like the same thing has happened with music. Where music nowadays, like, people know what makes a song good or not. But then in the early thousands with rock music, they were like, you know what this needs? A marching band. That's what this
Throw
song
everything
needs.
at it.
Yeah.
See what happens.
How about an 8-minute guitar solo? Go for it, man.
That's how ska came to be. They're like, it'd be really great if we had like some horns in here.
I don't think I've ever like sat down and listened to ska, but I would probably love it.
Dude, ska is awesome, especially if you're like also skateboarding at the same time.
I just listened to the AFV theme song, which is ska. So
Is it now?
it is.
I guess. Yeah. It's a good song. Like, that is a catchy theme song.
It is.
Did I tell you guys that I'm in a metal band now?
No.
I heard about this.
So I got a text the
Noah
other
has
day.
sat back up from his,
He is a
his
risen.
sleeping state.
It's time
It's time to
re-engage.
talk about me now.
All right, Ben. Anyway, so back to me. I got a text from an unknown number a couple weeks ago. I was like sick,
I've heard of
laying on the couch. I just get a text. Metal band. You in? Good. Meet me in the forest. And I eventually realized that I had just talked to Jesse's boss's husband about potentially being in a metal band that he wanted to start. So I wrote back and said, I'm in. Just any forest? And he wrote back, you know the one. And then sent a picture of himself. Like,
He's in the
a very
Rainforest Cafe
creepy picture.
in Vegas.
Yeah. You got to go to all the
Meet me
Rainforest
here.
cafes to find him. But yeah, so I'm tentatively in a metal band now. We're going to have a practice next month, but he put me on the group chat with the other members. There's 4 of us that are going to be in this band. And one of the 4 members is a guy I haven't talked to in a couple years, but I used to be in a band with like
Oh, wow.
several years ago.
Wow.
I was like,
Small
oh.
world.
I know you. and they all sent their list of like top 10 favorite metal bands, and then I had to admit that I have never listened to a metal band, so I'm not sure why I'm here exactly. But
Public school, middle school, that's what shaped me.
Oh yeah.
A little All That Remains. I didn't really listen to Avenged Sevenfold, but I think they count as metal. Ben, did you have a metal phase in middle school?
Skillet.
Are they Christian metal? Is
They're
that what
Christian
they're called?
metal.
Okay, then that counts.
Skillet,
Good enough.
POD.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what other good ones there are that I listened to. Because I didn't listen to many. When I was that age, like middle school, it was mostly Skillet and Toby Mac. Which
He has a great metal album.
He does.
okay, they were talking Knocked Loose, Wage War Era, Invent Animate, Job for a Cowboy, Revocation.
Okay, I've heard
never-
zero of those five.
I haven't heard any. Yeah.
August Burns Red. I've heard of them.
Heard of them.
That's the only one I know. And I could name a song of theirs. But
You could probably... Is this an ongoing conversation? Like, would it be weird if you just added to this?
yeah, or no, it wouldn't. What should I add?
I think we should just make something up. That's like, if we could just make up a
one?
stereotypical sounding...
Oh, what's the one that our band director in high school? It was the
Disappointed by Candy.
No. Oh, is that it?
Yeah, it was Disappointed by Candy.
Yeah, it's like Korean, like young Korean girls, and they do death metal. What is
Oh
it?
wait, no.
Baby Rock.
Disappointed by Candy was the one that he was in.
Oh,
Well,
baby,
I can't
Baby
remember what
Rock
that
or
one was.
something. I think it's called Baby Rock. Baby Rock.
I
Baby
should
Rock.
just make up a
Baby Rock
bunch
metal.
of band names. Yeah, I'm really into Wolf Blood, really into...
Baby
that's
metal.
too on
It's
the-
called Baby
really
metal.
into
Wolfblood's 2 on the note. It needs to be like...
Scooby-Doo, Mad Libs. That's what's next to me.
Copyright.
Copyright.
Copyright. That's baby metal. It's
It
like
needs to be
K-pop,
something
though.
that's like really... Like, you know it's a metal band just because it's a band. Like, it was like putting up blinds. Like, that sounds like if you're... Like,
Putting
oh,
up
that's just
blinds.
something someone does. Oh, it's a band. Oh, then it's a metal band.
Changing the oil.
window replacement
Lampshade
consult.
named Desire. I'm just looking around your house and coming up with
Coming
puns.
up with
Framed sunflower.
large collection of knives. Oh, sorry, I should put those away.
Dominion board games.
Well, it's been an hour. Should we talk about game, or should we,
We
move
should-
on from our weekly
We
update?
should probably move on from
Okay.
weekly updates.
Michael, do you have a game prepared for us?
You have a game prepared for us. I can put my foot here.
Wait, okay. I'm just trying to fix my mic stand wants to fall over. Okay, it's good. We're good. Michael, do you have a game for us?
You have a game for me. From
yeah,
me.
but do you want to
On
introduce
my
it?
behalf. Oh, no.
Okay.
This is a game that we've done before twice. You'll know it when you feel it.
Okay, here we go.
Wait, time out. Time out. Don't we want Jesse?
Oh yeah, Jesse.
Yeah.
Jesse.
Hey!
Okay, 2 seconds. My hair is stuck in this contraption I put it in, so.
You're not on camera. It's fine.
Okay,
But I think she might be stuck.
Jesse.
Okay.
I just put in the show notes to edit this out. Jesse
Oh, thank you.
ruined the pace of the show.
Edit out Jesse ruining our fun.
I only lost half my hair.
Oh my gosh, Jesse!
Look at this thing.
Oh.
I had like twisted it into that horrible.
Why'd you hand it to me?
I don't know. For.
Put it in your hair now. See if you can get it stuck.
what I was gonna do.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
It's not a race.
So be wise and keep on reading the signs of my body.
He hopes the end of Saddam will be the beginning of a new era of peace and stability in Iraq.
Step aside, Gigantor. We got us a railroad to build. We're blowing a hole in that thing.
Well, it's reported the environmentalist was killed after being stabbed by a stingray barb in the chest.
That was
while filming an
2006.
underwater documentary
Ben.
on the Great Barrier
Ben!
Reef.
Oh,
Deep inside, the need to hell won't be denied. That isn't rice, that's maggots you're eating.
It was longer than any human has continuously remained in water. I was to remain there living on nothing but liquids. The weightlessness was like I was in outer space, like this weird astronaut.
So you see, when Noah said, "Do you want to explain the game?" and I said no, I kind of.
You said it's not a race, so I knew not to.
I did say
shout
that.
my answer
I did say that, but Ben didn't seem to.
I didn't understand the rules. For some reason, I thought this was a really long intro to the game that was then going to start after the intro ended.
That's what the beeps are for.
Wait, was there only this one?
Yeah.
And Ben.
Don't look so disappointed.
It might
I'm
not
busy,
be the
okay?
year that Ben said.
It might not be the year that I said.
I think it is, though. I'm going to say 2006, and I said it first.
You actually didn't. I said it a while
Jesse,
ago.
what year was it?
2007. I don't know. I
feel
remember
like-
that Gnarls Barkley song came out when I was in, or like,
Gnarls Barkley? Who's that?
Crazy.
yeah,
Oh.
CeeLo Green.
CeeLo Green.
Hate to break it to you.
But I was definitely in middle school, and I learned it on guitar because I loved it so much. Oh, I need to talk closer to the mic. Sorry.
Grabs her by the back
Wait,
of the head.
in middle school, you said?
That would have been my middle school, yes.
Okay. So that's only 3 years, unless you did junior high. Did you do
I
junior
did
high?
junior high. We've already said the year, so why are we like debating?
I don't know what Noah's doing.
I'm sorry. I didn't know the
fine.
rules.
I didn't say any rules because I didn't remember that would be a problem.
Okay, Michael, what's the answer?
The
I
year
said
is
2006.
2019. No, 2006. 2006.
Dang it, Ben.
I only
It was
know
the Steve
You
Irwin.
knew
It was the Steve Irwin thing.
because your brother's a
So the clues.
zoologist.
The clues are "Hips Don't Lie" by Shakira.
Yeah.
Saddam Hussein's execution. Night at the Museum, the first one. Steve Irwin's death. Flushed Away with the Slugs. Crazy by Gnarls Barkley. And then David Blaine, Drowned Alive, where he lived in the ball of water in New York City for a week. Sounds like I inhaled the ball of water.
I thought that was Alvin and the Chipmunks, which threw me off.
What year
later.
was that? Oh, maybe don't look that up.
I don't
Maybe
know.
that will
Maybe
be
next time.
I think that was really
I
well
remember
put
that.
together, though.
Yeah.
It
Thanks.
was. I apologize for ruining it.
It's fine.
Good job, Michael, putting in all that effort.
But Noah and I play a similar game. Did you talk about that?
No?
Okay. You're like, what are you
I
talking
don't
about?
know.
No, we play a similar game. Like in the car, one of us will play clips of just random songs, and then the other person will guess what year they came out.
Seen it.
Yep.
I do that with early 2000s worship music where I have to figure out the song and who sings it. It's always Jars of Clay.
That's the answer. to everything.
Yeah.
I could do that with video games, like video game release years. But music, I didn't listen to music until like late high school, so anything before that, I'm out of luck. Well, thank you, Michael, for the game.
Did you really need me for this? Or just kidding.
The rules were not properly explained to me. I was just like, oh, that's when this happened. Oh, this happened. Yeah.
Okay, and
Intrusive
before
thoughts,
we
what?
played this, Michael, you said that I might actually be good at this game.
Yeah.
Is that because I'm the oldest
Yeah.
here by far?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to stick around for Florida Man?
Okay.
Cool.
I'll do a Florida Man.
Well, I have also prepared a game. Thank you, Michael, for the game. I'm sorry that I...
Well, anyways, whatever.
We'll see who Brian counts as the winner of that game.
Well, clearly me. I clearly won. I ruined it for everybody else. That's what winning means. But I've prepared a Florida Man game. If you don't remember what Florida Man is, I take stories that happened about a man in Florida, different man every time, hopefully, it'd be weird if it's the same guy, that happened on specific dates recent to when we are now. It could be from a different year, but these are all in like the February, March area of time. I will remove some important information from the news headline. It is the job of Jesse, Noah, and Michael to fill that in to the best of their abilities. Whoever I deem is the closest will get a point. Winner gets nothing. Is everybody ready?
Yes.
2006.
2006. Well,
Jace.
this first one is from February 24th, 2024, which is today, actually.
This happened today?
Days
This
ago.
happened today.
I mean, 2 days ago.
Well, yeah, if this goes up on Monday, it happened 2 days ago. It's at the blank tank top teams compete at evading police and wrestling over beer. At what do tank top teams compete at evading the police and wrestling over beer? And we're going to start with Michael and work our way this way. And then, yeah.
At the county pigsty.
The county pigsty?
Uh-huh.
That's a good one. We have the county pigsty from Michael. Noah.
I'm thinking like at the local Florida Olympic Games. Jesse, are you okay?
I didn't write that. Don't look at me.
What did I write?
No, I wrote it.
You can tell.
Oh, sorry.
She's pointing an accusing
this is just
finger at
proving the
everybody.
point of whoever wrote this.
So Noah said the local Florida Olympic Games? Is that what you said?
At the local Florida Olympic Games, this is what you compete in, is evading cops and other things that you said.
Wrestling over beer, yes.
And wrestling
Jesse.
over beer.
At the bank.
At the bank, tank top teams compete at evading police and wrestling over beer. Well, today was the Florida Man Games.
No
At the Florida Man Games, tank top teams compete at evading police and wrestling over beer. They rose up by the dozens from across Florida, caricatured competitors in tank tops and cut-off shorts for a showdown that treats evading police and wrestling over beer like Olympic sports, according to Fox News 8 in Florida. So I'm going to give that point to Noah because he was pretty spot on.
Yay!
In what he thought it was. It's the Florida Man Games. So
It's the
nice to
Florida
know-
version of the Olympics. Yeah.
Exactly. That's pretty much exactly what it is. So 1 point to Noah, which means I'm going to let him go first on this next one, which happened on March 3rd, 2022. Florida man blames speeding ticket on blank. What did this Florida man blame his speeding ticket on?
Wife.
No
further explanation.
No further explanation needed. Speeding ticket.
The
wife.
His wife's fault.
You answered that like Family Feud.
Let's give me wife. Show me wife. Good answer.
Jesse, Noah's wife. Who is responsible for the speeding ticket, according to the Florida man?
Husband.
No,
Do we have
probably
husband?
not. The government.
The government's responsible for the speeding ticket. In a way. I mean, that makes sense. Michael.
Avenged Sevenfold.
Avenged Sevenfold.
Show me the Avengers.
They're responsible.
That's not what it means.
Well, on March 3rd of 2022, a Florida man blames speeding ticket on Putin. A man stopped for speeding in Central Florida blamed Vladimir Putin for his lead foot. The Flagler County Sheriff's Office pulled over a man in Palm Coast, Florida, on February 24th for going 50 miles an hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. The man then said he wanted to get home. He said, "I just found out that Putin just says he's going to launch a nuclear thermal war against the world."
Is that what he said?
That's what the quote says. I read that word for word. Oh, man. I was trying to get back to my house to find out what was going on.
Probably to get to his wife. It was his wife's fault.
It's the government of Russia.
I am going to give it to Jesse for the government as a whole, I guess, being Putin.
He is the government.
He is government adjacent.
Yay.
Yeah, so 1 point to Jesse. Noah and Jesse now both have a point. As we move on to February 28th, 2019, Florida man who allegedly threatened family with blank ends standoff after SWAT promises him a pizza. What was this Florida man allegedly threatening his family with?
A vacation to Florida. I don't know.
A Florida vacation.
A vacation to California.
Oh, no. So we have a Florida vacation is what this Florida man was threatening his family with. Michael.
A big old fishing lure.
A big fishing lure.
Yeah. He was threatening him with an object.
how?
Is that not the answer? Oh, okay.
Like
I took
menacingly
it to mean,
holding it?
Yeah.
Or-
They got hooked.
Trying to lure them out. I don't know.
Oh, that's good.
I
yeah.
thought that's what you meant by threatening them with.
I was thinking object too, Michael. Like I was thinking like a pizza cutter.
Oh, he was threatening with pizza cutter.
Yeah, because pizza cutters are scary, man.
They are. And they only ended the standoff after they brought him pizza.
Yeah, so then he could cut into the pizza
That is
instead of his family.
Smart.
That is a good answer. However,
But it's wrong.
the correct answer we're looking for is Florida man who allegedly threatened family with Coldplay lyrics and standoff after SWAT promises him a pizza. Evan Charles McElmore, I believe is how it's pronounced, under the belief that a SWAT team negotiators were ready to hand him one of America's favorite foods, was taken into custody Tuesday after a 4-hour confrontation at his Pensacola home. Prior to his arrest, McElmore was wanted by police for aggravated stalking. The Pensacola News Journal reported McElmore's family eventually cut off communications with him, but not before he sent one text with Coldplay lyrics. Light will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you, the report said.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, but what album is that on? X and Y.
Oh, okay.
Pizza.
I don't know. The lyrics from the song Fix You were meant to be, or by the band, meant to be uplifting, though it's unclear how McElroy may have meant them.
But the next line of that song says, "Let's go fishing with a lure."
That's true.
That is true. I remember that.
I do know that. That's the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band version of the song.
Pull out the banjo.
Yeah. This one's tough. None of you were very close to Coldplay lyrics.
Wait, what did y'all say? A fishing lure?
Fishing lure, a pizza cutter, or a vacation.
Mine was the only non-tangible object.
Are Coldplay from Florida?
Yeah.
Or California or whatever we say.
No, they're a British band.
They're British?
Yeah.
I know they're British.
This is tough. I genuinely don't know.
You don't have to give it to anybody. Is this the last question?
No, I have 2 more after this. I'm going to give it to... I feel like I have to... Just because a pizza was involved, I'm going to have to give it to Pizza Cutter. So that would be Noah's second point.
But he made pizza because
I'll take it.
whatever. The prompt.
I mean, in my own...
Do you think fishing
hindsight
lure is
bias.
any closer to Coldplay lyrics than pizza? Like, it was all wrong.
I'm pretty sure people have gone fishing while listening to Coldplay.
pretty sure people have eaten pizza while listening to Coldplay.
Never.
People have never been on vacation while listening.
That's true. People go on vacation to avoid Coldplay. Okay, on February 29th, 2020, a Florida man, blank, he did something. I'll give you the hint. It was something that he did. In the hospital while trying to get the attention of the nurses at the hospital.
Oh, no.
What did this Florida man do in an attempt to get the nurses' attention? Michael.
Took a dookie in the sink.
Took a dookie in the sink. That's my tactic.
Do we have dookie in the sink?
Show me dookie in the sink. Oh, the family has a chance to steal. I'm going to say something that my dog did.
Dookie in the sink.
When he was hospitalized one time many years ago.
Oh.
And that is show me pull out his own catheter.
Okay, actually, that was going to be close to mine. I was going to say take someone off life support.
Oh.
So that like the monitors would start beeping
Wow, that's
and
dark.
the nurses would come in.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So we have attempted murder.
Just like pulling out your own catheter.
Like pulling out your own catheter.
I feel like my answer might be wrong.
Or dookie in the sink.
I don't know if anyone answers is correct because a Florida man set fire to bed in the hospital while trying to get the attention
Attempted
of the nurses.
murder.
75-year-old John David King said he wanted to burn the plastic bag at enter hospital name here, I can't read it, and burned it with a lighter. King said he didn't want to heart. It says bag, but the
Bed?
thing says bed. I think he may have accidentally set fire to a bed in the process. I just don't have that included in my summation. King said that he didn't want to harm anyone, but because he thought the nurses... Oh, he did it not because he wanted to harm anyone, but because he thought the nurses didn't care about him.
So he actually, it was just, he was thinking of Adele lyrics where she says, I want to set fire to the bed. Watch
And then he
it
set fire to the
burn.
bed.
Yeah.
I think... I'm going to give the point to Michael, because I think...
His
Dookie
involved
in the sink.
property damage.
Dookie in the sink's closest to
Fire in
the bed.
Dookie in the sink, blazing in the bed. That's Michael.
That's a what?
I don't know.
Is that your autobiography?
So we're down to our last question. Michael has 1 point, Noah has 2, and Jesse has 1, which means Noah can win. Best Michael and Jesse can do is tie for the win.
Make it 2 points.
This is worth 2 points.
Yeah.
February 20th, 2018, Florida man... Oh, actually, no, this is worth 2 points because there's 2 parts to this question.
Oh, yeah.
Florida man attacks gas station clerk with blanks, so multiple of something, and blank, singular of something, over beer, cops say. What did this Florida man attack a gas station clerk with? Now, there's 2 answers, so each one is worth 1 point. Yeah, we're going to start with Noah.
Fidget spinners and no. Raisins and a fidget spinner.
He attacked the gas station clerk with raisins and a fidget spinner.
Jesse's nodding her or shaking her
I
head.
am shaking it. That is not correct.
Well, what is the correct answer, Jesse?
Correct answer is threatened with finger guns
Pew pew pew.
and a crocodile tooth necklace.
Ooh,
Those are sharp. You got to be careful.
good thing to threaten somebody with. It's a tooth. All right, Michael.
Because the tooth will set you free.
Ow. Ouch.
Yikes.
Show me tooth.
Flip flops and a boom whacker.
A boom whack.
A boom whacker.
Did he get it from his local elementary school?
Yeah.
Well, so the answer is being, I already forgot what Noah said.
Raisins and a fidget spinner.
Raisins and a fidget spinner, alligator tooth and finger guns and alligator tooth, boom whacker and flip-flops and boom whacker. Well, Florida man attacks gas station clerk with hot dogs and a corn dog stick.
That's a boom whacker.
Beer. The cops say, Kevin McDaniel, 35, in case you want to know his age,
Thanks.
threw hot dogs and poked a female clerk with a corn dog stick at Petro gas station in Marion County, officials said. McDaniel's bizarre outbreak allegedly began after the clerk refused to sell him beer. It is unclear what the clerk's reason was. I think it's very clear what the clerk's reason was.
I think he came armed.
Yeah. I also would not have sold Kevin McDaniel 35 beer in this instance.
Threatening you with a hot dog stick.
Yeah. So now the unenviable task of deciding who was closest.
Who had an edible item?
Who had an edible?
Who here had an edible? That's true. Raisins are edible. However, so are flip-flops if you cook them properly.
Yeah.
Finger guns.
You can eat your own fingers.
So because it's worth 2 points, I guess I could give 1 point to
Yeah, you
somebody.
could give raisins to me, and
Yeah.
you could give boom whacker to Michael.
Or I could give Noah and Jesse both a point and you all tie.
Ooh.
Yay.
No, if you give me a point, I win.
Okay, can you give me a
I
Michael
know
a
if you
point?
give you-
Give
yeah,
me a Michael
but if I
one.
give Michael a point and Jesse a point and you 0 points,
This feels rigged.
I just want to make everybody happy. I'm a 9 on the Enneagram, so yeah.
Me too, so you can
But
choose whoever you want.
In all actuality, Noah did say something that's edible, and so I'm going to give that one at least 1 point to Noah, which does guarantee him the victory. However, as far as like poking is concerned, yeah, but you said finger guns for the plural thing, not for the poking thing. I got to give it to boom whacker.
That's
Boom
great.
whacker never fails.
Whacker.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Hey! Congratulations to Noah on winning Florida Man. You win a new car!
Really? Do I get your car? Your Mazda?
No.
I get Michael's car?
You get Michael's Honda Pilot.
Sick.
I'm working on the brakes tomorrow, so maybe you want to wait.
So I should be nice to you today if I'm going to get your car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Depends on what kind of work he does on the brakes.
Yeah.
A little snip, snip.
Give it a sneep, sneep. Well, congratulations to Noah on winning our Florida Man game. Congratulations to somebody on winning Michael's game. Somebody
You be
ruined
the
the
judge.
game for everybody else. I don't
Call in. Leave
know
a speak
who-
pipe.
Yeah, leave a speak pipe on who you think should win that game. And then congratulations to Michael for putting together an excellent game that I ruined. Congratulations to Jesse for being present. We're so happy you were here.
Yay.
Yeah, thank you
That's
for
all we can
Michael
ask
for
of
being
her.
here as well. I know it's been a long time, and I know you're a very stressed person. So I'm glad
it's
you're
still bad. Yeah.
Michael, we appreciate you coming on, even though you're a very stressful person.
Yeah,
Thanks.
even though you just
Anything I
bring
can
an
do.
anxious air around you when you go somewhere. No,
Michael brought us 50 chicken wings.
He
So
did.
Literally 50. We ate them all.
I
Yep.
brought
we
them,
didn't,
but
though.
I ate roughly 40.
We ate quite a few. There are not that many left.
But congratulations to everybody listening, because we're all winners here at Noodles at Noon. Yeah, does anyone have anything else they would like to add?
Great to be back. We'll see you. We're like on a 2-month rotation. We'll see you in April.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay,
showers.
see you in April. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
This is also ska. Everything's ska.
It's got a banjo in it, though.
I did want to say,
Let me turn off the recording before you're going to say anything offensive.